If you're looking for easy, well-rounded, healthy meals, I'm a college student, I'm a nutrition major, I'm about to become a registered dietitian, and I'm here to show y'all some of my favorite recipes. I grew up the pickiest eater in the entire world, and I am also not a chef. I'm not somebody who is very good at cooking. I'm not somebody who is very skillful. I don't do anything very complex. I'm just your very run-of-the-mill college student. Like, I can make some things on the stove, in the microwave, and that's about it. Now, because I didn't eat very much when I was growing up, again, very picky eater, very limited menu, and because I grew up in an average American household, most of the things that I was eating growing up were spaghetti, tacos, burgers, pizza, you name it, that was what we were having every week, and it was absolutely delicious, and I was well fed. Loved all of it. Now, because we had so many of those staples growing up, that's pretty much all I knew how to make and how to cook in college. So after moving out of my freshman dorm, after I no longer had access to the dining halls, I had to figure out how to cook and eat by myself. So I went back to the basics, and at this time, most of my college career, I have been vegetarian, so I was getting like a block of Impossible beef, and I was splitting it up into 3 sections, making spaghetti, tacos, all of the things. Now, I will say my palate did improve a lot in high school because I went vegan, and so I was eating a lot more. My mom, we had the best cookbooks, and she made me the most delicious things, so I did add some recipes to my repertoire, but it took a minute for those to translate over to my college life because of how busy and how stressed I am and how little time I have. And honestly, I think the hardest thing about making food for myself in college has been that I am a nutrition major, and I am learning all about the different food groups, what people should be eating, what is healthy for you, what is good for you, but I wasn't able to be translating that information into my actual diet because I really didn't like a lot of the foods that they talked about, and again, being vegetarian for so long, I wasn't able to really be getting that protein in. Not to say that you can't, but it is make it a lot harder when you're a busy college student with not a lot of time to meal prep or like decide what you're going to be eating, and I'm not really a girl who loves tofu to the moon and back, so again, being vegetarian was difficult for me. And I do feel like I'm not alone in this because obviously everybody struggles to eat healthy, eat well. It's something that's hard to do. It's hard to grow up and then be in college and figure out how to feed yourself, especially if you've been in like a sorority that's also been feeding you for 4 years. So I have not felt alone in my dilemma, but I have felt a dilemma in what I've been eating. Like, I would go through phases where I would start Googling and being like, what food do people eat on a weekly basis? Like, what meals? Because in my head, I was like, there must be some list of just easy, like, well-rounded meals that I can just make for myself. That's easy peasy, that I'm gonna like. Because yes, there are a lot of like your run-of-the-mill, like easy, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying because food is subjective. Everybody eats different food. Like, American food is different from every other country's food. And it's all just different. Everybody has different preferences and different likes. But if you're like me and you like the staples, but you just want them to be a little bit healthier, a little bit more well-rounded, this video is probably the right place for you. I wish so badly that earlier in college, I had a video like this that was showing me what I could eat and how to incorporate vegetables into my meals without it being like bad, because that has been one of my biggest struggles throughout making my meals all of college. And today I'm so happy to say that I have finally perfected a few of my favorite recipes to make them the best that they can, maybe, well, you know what, not the best that they can nutritionally be, but they are pretty dang good nutritionally and taste-wise. I'm going to be going through this week and showing all things that I have multiple times a week, not just one. Every single thing I'm showing you, I have multiple times a week. I make it like my breakfast that I'm going to show y'all. I have that every single day of the week. I never get tired of it. I love it. And it's just an example of a lot of the things that you could do for breakfast. And all of the dinners that I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you 3 dinners that I have. 2 of them, actually all of them I have 2 times a week. So that's 6 days a week that I have my meals covered. And if leftovers don't bother you, and actually, let me take that back. I'm not really like a leftover girl. I'll eat leftovers, but I don't love them. So I'll just like cook things separately on each day to make them be fresh. So either if you like leftovers, then it'll just be easy to make the next day, or if you don't, you can just split the ingredients in half, make half one night and make half the other night. But yes, I'm about to show y'all basically a full week of eating of what I do, and they are mostly going to be breakfasts and dinners as well as a dessert. But the reason that I'm not really doing lunches is because that is what varies the most based on what hospital I'm doing my rotation in, what kind of food they have, if I'm packing my lunch, if I'm on campus getting something to eat. Lunch is kind of a free-for-all for me, and a lot of times ends up being like kind of a snack pack of a bunch of things. And lunch, I'll just go ahead and tell you, I just try to do like MyPlate, where I have a quarter of my plate be protein, a quarter of my plate be carbs, and then I try to have half of it be fruits and vegetables. So that is usually what I go for my lunches. But these dinner and breakfast recipes, dinner recipes really, have really saved me from coming home at the end of the day and being starving and not knowing what to eat that's going to be good for me. And if you don't know, the catalyst for me coming up with these recipes and really perfecting them has been that I have been half marathon training, and I have been super active over the past year, and especially the last few months and last semester. Like, I realized last semester that's when I was not vegetarian anymore, and I still don't really eat red meat, but I stopped like limiting myself on my protein because I realized with how much I was exercising, how many hours of exercise I was doing a week, both in the weight room and running, I just was not getting enough food, and I really need to broaden my horizons and eat more for how much activity I was doing. And what credentials do I have to be giving you this information? None. I am just a nutrition major. Like I said, I actually graduated with my bachelor's in nutrition in May, and then this May I'm about to be getting my master's in nutrition and hopefully becoming a registered dietitian. So nothing I say should be anything that you should actually be doing. This is just inspiration and something that I wish I had about a year ago. So I'm about to go through, I'm going to show y'all my favorite spaghetti recipe, my favorite taco recipe, and I'm going to show y'all my favorite salmon salad recipe, which I have been having for years and loving. So if y'all want to see how I fuel myself through my busy days, we're getting into it tonight. I'm about to make one of my favorite meals, which is spaghetti. I've basically just made modifications to the things that I grew up eating by adding maybe a little bit more vegetables, subbing in the ground beef for turkey meat, but literally any change is a good change. And so don't feel like if you need to change everything in your meal at once, everything in your life at once. It all starts from adding things in, and you're gonna see that tonight. My spaghetti recipe is literally a prime example of that, because growing up, one of my favorite meals was spaghetti and meat sauce. Yes, not meatballs, meat sauce. I liked the ground beef and the Prego sauce poured on some spaghetti, and it's perfect, literally stunning. Now, I've added a few things to it, which y'all are going to see tonight. It's all about adding things into what you eat every day. It's not about taking them out, because we're not trying to make you hate what you eat. We're just trying to get you a little bit more familiar with maybe some more things that might be beneficial to your health, might give you more energy, because at the end of the day, the reason that we eat is to give ourselves energy and give ourselves fuel to think, to do, to act, to walk, to do our everyday activities. That's all we're trying to do here. So again, do not take any advice from me. I'm not a professional. I'm just here for entertainment. Now let's go get in the kitchen and make some dinner because I am starving. Okay, starting out with our ingredients, we have pasta noodles, pasta sauce, and a bunch of vegetables. And we are starting out by chopping those vegetables. Now, I have here zucchini, onions, and mushrooms, which I swear when they are chopped up and when they are cooked down and when they are put with the spaghetti recipe, I do not taste them at all. Like, the texture is the same texture as the meat, and the taste is literally barely there because the pasta sauce, like red tomato pasta sauce, is basically just such a flavor in itself that you can barely taste these things. But look at all of this fiber, all of these antioxidants, all of these vitamins and minerals that I am getting into my spaghetti. Like, this is literally such a hack to have a meal that just has such a flavor of its own that you barely taste an ingredient like that. And then I start by warming up my pan with olive oil and dropping in turkey. Now, I grew up being a ground beef girl. Do not get it twisted. I was never a turkey family, never a chicken family. That was not us. I was ground red meat all the way every single week. And recently I have started eating turkey because, like I said, I used to be vegetarian. This was kind of my little jump from vegetarianism to like eating actual meat, was ground turkey, because I'm used to like a ground impossible meat or a ground beef. So basically cooked down the turkey, drained it like y'all just saw, and then I set it aside. And in the same pan that I just cooked up all that turkey, I am putting the vegetables that we chopped and then basically letting them simmer down. And I know what you're thinking. This looks like so many vegetables, Victoria. I could not eat all of this. But I promise, it goes down so much as it's cooking. And while it's cooking down, I fill up a pot of water and get that to boil while I am waiting for this to simmer down. Look, it's already smaller. Can y'all tell? It's already a little bit smaller. It's already cooked down a little bit, and once the water is boiling, that is when you put in your spaghetti noodles. And this is about 10 minutes until the meal is done, because spaghetti takes 10 to 11 minutes to make. So this is when I drop in about a third, maybe a fourth, depending on how much of my ground turkey package is. I drop that in and I mix it in with the vegetables. And now look how few vegetables it looks like there are. That's only a third of the turkey that I just cooked. And mixed with that, those vegetables look so minuscule. And then I add in spinach, which is another thing that you can barely taste, barely tell is there, but it's a great source of iron. And look how small it gets once it cooks down. I watching this back, I can't even believe it, because it takes so long while you're actually doing it. But watching overhead, like, everything just goes together so well. And once you actually put the pasta sauce with it all, that looks so delicious. Like, I could not even tell how many vegetables are in that at all. Then what I like to do is I keep my pan on the stove while it's hot, and I like to put my noodles in like this so everything goes together really cohesively. I stir it all together after that, and this is the best way to make your noodles with spaghetti sauce, because again, I'm not a spaghetti and meatballs girl. I am a spaghetti sauce girl. I'm a ground spaghetti girl. And then after that, you just put it on a plate, and oh my gosh, it may look like slop, but it's the most delicious slop in the world. And it's also super easy cleanup because you have boiling water. Tomato sauce is hard to get off, but not when you pour boiling water over it. And then you don't have to use any more water. It's done. You sit down at the table, get some Parmesan cheese, which is my favorite thing to keep in the fridge, put it on top, and I will have more cheese as I eat and layer down, and it's so good. So I'm enjoying. Good bright and early morning, everyone. And yes, it is a good morning, because this morning I am taking y'all through and making breakfast with you, and you guys are going to get to see the breakfast that I've been eating every single day. And breakfast, as it is for most people, comes in phases with me. So there have been times in my life where oatmeal has been the go-to breakfast food, or maybe toast with jam instead of a bagel. But today y'all are going to be seeing what I've been doing for pretty much the past few months. I have just been obsessed with this breakfast. It fills me up, and right now I just woke up and I'm starving, so we're gonna go head into the kitchen and make my favorite breakfast. So let's go. Setting out all the components for my breakfast may look like there is a lot of things involved, but as they say, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well, not necessarily, but your brain does really need glucose to work, so it's important to have it before you go to school or do any other type of mental activity, and also it obviously fuels your body doing any physical activity. So it's getting you off on the right start, but maybe not the most important. And this breakfast takes less than 5 minutes. I turn on the pan and I heat it up while my bagels are bageling, while they're cooking down there. My pan is warming up, and while that's happening, I wash my fruit and put it on the plate. Usually, yes, I have 2 kinds of fruits, more than that. And then once my pan is warmed up, it's time to cook my eggs down. While I'm doing that, I'm also filling up my glass of chocolate milk, of course, Fairlife for protein. Add my eggs to the plate. By that time, my bagels are done. And then I just go sit at the table, put some cream cheese, and we're done. Good evening. It is the evening. It is about 5:30 right now, and your girl is hungry, as I seem to be if you're not getting the gist. Tonight is going to be super quick and easy because, as you saw, we prepped my turkey last night, and in the meal that I actually have to cook the turkey for the first time always takes the longest, and all the ones after that are so quick because all we have to do is take the turkey out of the Tupperware and boom, in the pan, it will cook up and get hot super quick. So tonight we are making tacos, which is another one of my childhood staples. I love a ground meat taco, and again, we're using turkey, and we're spicing it up with a few ingredients. We're putting some healthy fats in there. We've got some vegetable, but again, it's just what I like to eat. So we don't have a variety of vegetables here. We just have one main one, but y'all are gonna see what I mean. We are gonna go through it, and I'm so excited to have some freaking tacos and corn. So let's get cooking. And for taco night, of course, I'm using Old El Paso because that's what I grew up on. And tonight I'm setting out the tortillas at the beginning, and then I'm filling up my water to boil my corn in, which is my vegetable of choice tonight. So excited for that. After this, I'm going to go ahead and chop up my avocado, which is where my healthy fats are coming from. And when I spread it down at the bottom of the taco boat, it's really, really good. You really can't taste it. It's kind of more of a textural thing. And then I'm adding some spinach too, just for a little extra vegetable vegetables there. I split my corn in half before it's cooked. I put it in the water for like 5 minutes. And 5 minutes is just enough time for me to cook the turkey down. And if you're still skeptical about the turkey, I promise putting taco seasoning on any type of meat, you will not be able to tell what it is, because taco seasoning, especially the Old El Paso taco seasoning, is so good. You can put as much as you want. It does have some sodium in it, so be careful. But oh my gosh, it tastes so good, and it makes the turkey taste like just regular schmegular meat. I mean, look how much I put on there. And the key to this is that you have to fill up the pan with a little bit of water to make that seasoning kind of make it into almost like a sauce. Comes out kind of like this. That's when you're looking good, and it's got to work out the water more though, so then it comes out to this, and that's when you know that your taco meat is perfect. By this time the corn is done cooking. You leave it in the pan or in the pot in the boiling water for a few minutes before taking it out, just to make sure. This is me putting it in the taco boats, and I'm having to talk so fast because all these meals, guys, take me maybe less than 15 minutes. Like, they're so quick, they're so easy, and all of this is maybe 2 dishes tops that I just have to put in the dishwasher when they're done. And look at this, again with the boiling water, I'm washing off my pan, goes in the dishwasher, is squeaky clean the next morning. It is so easy. And at the table I put on some cheese, some margarine for some heart healthy corn seasoning, with some salt and also like some cayenne, and then you're done. Okay guys, I am about to be making one of my favorite meals that I have had literally like probably every week since high school. And I did take a hiatus from this in my early years of college just because I didn't have like a stove or a microwave, and it just wasn't as doable. But this is one of my favorite staples from high school. When I started eating fish, my mom found this recipe in one of my favorite cookbooks, which is Run Fast, Eat Slow, and it has so many great recipes in it, and this salmon salad recipe is one of them. And literally it is so good. It's such kind of, I wouldn't say a bizarre mix of ingredients, but it's not really things that you would think of like firsthand, but it's so good, and it's so nutritious and so like amazingly densely packed with nutrients, and I just absolutely love it. I'm so hungry right now, so I cannot wait to get cooking. It's pretty early, but I've been eating dinners earlier recently, and I am just absolutely starving. So let's go and make some salmon salad. You guys are in for the biggest treat with this recipe. Yes, you just saw that: blueberries, asparagus, salad, and salmon. You're thinking, I'm absolutely crazy, but I promise you, I'm not. Like I said, my mom, who is a busy woman, used to make me this all the time in high school, and I have taken it on as a staple. It's so easy because it has like virtually no cleanup, especially if you put tinfoil down on the pan. You first start with chopping your asparagus like you saw me do, put your tinfoil down, and then goes your salmon, okay? And all the while we're letting the oven come to a broil, a high broil, okay? So that means that you're gonna have to put your oven rack at the very top. Then you put your asparagus on the same thing as your salmon, the same tray. You're gonna put olive oil on it, okay? We want those healthy omega-3s. We're gonna spread it all around. And then the seasoning, guys, is super easy peasy. It is literally salt and pepper. And I don't even put pepper on the asparagus because you can't even taste it. But salt and pepper on salmon is, oh my gosh, so delectable. And you can even get like frozen salmon from Aldi for cheap. Like, salmon is such a good thing to have fatty fish at least 2 times a week. It is so delicious. And then after I'm done seasoning it, that is when it is finally looks gorgeous, oh my gosh, and is ready to go into the broiling oven. So I stick it into the oven on, like I said, the highest rack, which be careful to fold your aluminum foil down or it might catch fire, but this distance should be good enough. And then it goes in there for exactly like 10 minutes. Sometimes though, the asparagus is done before the salmon, so you just have to watch it. And now this 10 minutes is a perfect amount of time to get your plate out, and you're gonna do a little spring salad mix. I think the original recipe for this is arugula, but I like the mix of like spinach with like other salad greens. So I put that down, and then I wash my blueberries. Other thing that I would do before this recipe, which I haven't been doing recently, is cooking my cashews or my hazelnuts to go on top of it, but it's also just fine without it. So this is me spreading my blueberries. It literally adds like the best like flavor ever. And then this is a little homemade salad dressing that's just olive oil, balsamic vinegar, and Dijon mustard. It's so good. It's just basically even parts. I think there's like less of the Dijon mustard, but it's literally so delicious. And then all you have to do is mix up the salad, and by this time your salmon and your asparagus are about to be done cooking. So all you have to do is get them out of the oven. Although do be careful because olive oil has a much like lower like burning point than other oils, so it could sometimes set off your smoke alarm, so just be really careful of that. But this is how it should look when it comes out, and you can slice your salmon in half to make sure that it's cooked. As you can see, I did this, which is why I'm putting it on the plate in different pieces, but I'm just taking it off the tin foil. My pan is going to be literally so clean after this because it won't have anything on it, and then I just scrape my asparagus onto it, and it is the most delicious bite you'll ever eat in your life. Like, I have this again 2 times a week because usually I get 2 pieces of salmon at the same time when I go to the store, and you want to eat them within 2 days of each other if it's fresh. But look how good that looks. I wish the blueberries were on top so y'all could see just like, oh, it looks so delicious. And when I tell y'all that this is easy to clean up, literally you just go to the pan, you put the tin foil in on the sides, and I'm doing this with a fork because it's like right after I made it, but if you wait until after you eat it, you literally just crumple up the tin foil, throw it in the trash, and that's all there is. Like, there was the cutting board, but that just goes to the dishwasher, baby, and then you're done, and you're about to have the most delicious meal ever. Okay guys, the next thing that I'm about to show y'all is a protein-packed sweet treat. Yes, that's right. This is what I have been having like after I eat an early dinner, but I still need like a snack before I go to sleep. And my goal for snacks usually is to have a protein and a carb together. And then I can kind of like, my body can work off of that while I'm sleeping until I have like training the next morning. And this has been one of my favorite things that I'm about to show y'all. It's a little twist on a mug cake. And I used to make mug cakes a lot in high school. And when I was vegan, I would make a lot of mug cakes, like vegan mug cakes. They were super easy. And so this is kind of a play on that, but it's a little bit of a bigger portion. So I make it in like a bowl, and it's so good. It's so chocolatey. If you know anything about me, chocolate is my favorite food. I love anything chocolate. And while this is kind of like, if you look up like a protein powder mug cake, there's a bunch of different recipes online, and so mine is kind of a hodgepodge of a bunch based on what I had in my fridge. So if you are in my fridge and pantry, so if you don't have these exact ingredients, it's okay. You can kind of make it work based on whatever you have. So let's go make some dessert. This is about to be so delicious. This recipe originated because I got some protein powder at the Food and Nutrition Conference this year, and I didn't know what to do with it. So I made it into a dessert, and this is the exact recipe that I'm using. It's very random, but it's what I've found works with what ingredients I have, but you can definitely do the same with whatever you have lying around the house, and it's super easy. I just put all the dry ingredients first. I use all my little teaspoons and whatever. I mix that up until it's really good. Then I start putting my liquids in, my egg whites, my chocolate milk, and then I mix that up. And then by the time I'm done mixing that, all you have to do is literally sprinkle your chocolate chips on top. And these are dark chocolate chips, which are also very anti-inflammatory. We love dark chocolate around here. Then you just pop it in the microwave for like 1 minute, literally 1 singular minute. And by the time it's done, it's like the richest, gooeyest cake ever. And I eat a dark chocolate chip in pretty much every bite. It's so warm, delicious. Like, oh, it's just the perfect end to the night. And knowing that it has so much protein in it, especially because I put Fairlife chocolate milk with egg whites, protein powder, it's so good. Okay guys, and that is officially it for our video. Those are all the staples that I make every single week. You got to see the breakfast that I literally have been making every day for months. You got to see the dinners that make up my entire week, what I have literally at least twice a week. And you got to see my favorite dessert that I've been having before bed as a little nighttime snack to keep me full when I'm going to sleep and make me feel good when I'm waking up in the morning. So I hope that that was good. I hope that you got a little bit of inspiration. And again, this is not anything like you need to be making these recipes. I'm just here for entertainment and also maybe a little bit of inspiration if you find some with what I'm making. I hope that y'all enjoyed this video, and I honestly, like, out of everything, I just hope that the takeaway is that whatever kind of meals that you have on a daily, weekly basis, whatever you enjoy eating, you can make those meet your nutrition goals and your health goals just by adding things in. It's so much harder to take away something that you're used to eating or completely changing up your diet altogether, and it's so much more easier, it's more manageable, and it's much easier to stick to in the long run if you just take foods and meals that you already enjoy and kind of morph them into something that's a little bit more nutritionally nutritionally dense and a little bit healthier for you. After perfecting these recipes, I'm getting so many more vegetables in than I used to, and I am having a much more well-rounded day. I know that, and my recipes are still delicious and I still enjoy eating them. And at the end of the day, that is the goal, is that your food that you're eating is delicious, you enjoy eating it, and it has some nutritional value. So I hope that y'all enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more details about my life as a nutrition major and actually learning about this information, stick around because I have a lot of vlogs about like my days at the University of Alabama, what I do on campus, all the things like that. So I hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!